100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com, and BigGTV.
And this portion of the Coach's Show is brought to you by Rick Hall with Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna. Give Rick a call for auto, home, business, and life insurance needs. Find out more online at rayburn.net. And we have here from Rockville, the big city of Rockville. I was just down there just last night, just passing through. We got the head coach. That's going to be James Counce. And I think I've got him on the air. James Counce?
Yes, sir.
You're there. Yes, sir. I'll tell you what, a lot of people in that game the other night, you put some points on the board against Oakland, got off to a pretty good start.
Well, they actually got off to a better start than we did.
Well, yeah.
Kickoff back, but we proud of our kids and coaches, and we could have very easily kind of slid back in that other rut when they jumped up 14 on us, but our kids are we're still growing, and kids are getting better every week. We still hadn't played our best football, and we're continuing to grow through the year, and just proud of the way that they responded, in that situation, and came back and scored, and made it a ball game.
I think in Rockville too, with you guys, just trying to get a little more consistent, or putting 4 quarters together. To me, is that an accurate assessment?
It is very accurate. We talked about this a lot. We talked about it as we watched film yesterday. We got down inside there 23 times, had a drive there in the third quarter, 11 minutes. Didn't get points out of that. I think we got to take that next step. Defense played great. We gave ourselves a chance. We drive down there in the third quarter, and we punched that in. It's a 1-score game. Coach Creasy's probably going to get a little nervous at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're still learning, and that's the next step. That some people say, here you are, week 7 or whatever. You kind of are what you are at that point. I don't think that,
mm-hmm.
Because I think that the kids are still learning me, and these guys, we're still growing, we're still gaining and learning, and I don't think we played our best football yet, and what a better time to try to hit that right here, is this part of the season is to start playing your best football.
Well, Coach, if I were a bookie, I wouldn't want to bet against you in most games. I mean, it's kind of like you don't know what it's like opening up a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. And maybe that holds true for you guys too. You don't really know sometimes.
Well, that is true. And, got a bunch of young kids that are, and some of the guys that have played, they're still learning and getting reps. They hadn't had as many reps. They've had 5-6 games here, and that's why I think we're still in that mode of improving and guys feeling and learning their way around. RC had another great game the other night. Hamby did a great job making some plays there. Dallas Paldo had a very good game. We've got guys that are playing really well. Melvin Boone, defensively up front in the box, I think that, we can play with anybody. And, the offensive line, I feel like that we're growing. Those guys are learning me and the new things that we're doing. And like everybody knows, by getting the reps, that's the only way that you're going to get some of these things down. And we're accumulating those reps right now. And so, look for that to get better.
You guys seem hungry to me. I mean, I see it in your approach. Your guys seem hungry. They want to win, and you can't always get that from teams, and that's a good problem to have.
Well, that was one thing that I felt when I came the first time and spoke with Mr. Luker,
mm-hmm.
and not just the kids. That this whole Rockville community is that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just getting started.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. And, like I said, these kids have. I can't sit here and tell you in this one setting of how far we have come. Not on the field kind of issues or things, but as in young men and how we're supposed to operate and how we go about business is night and day.
Well, Coach, two people I want to mention. You mentioned RC and Jonathan Hamby. I'm going to make them co-winners of our SRM Concrete Solid Performer, locally grown, nationally known. That's SRM Concrete. And Hamby and Chia both had great games. Hamby 22 of 33 for 265 yards, a touchdown, and he's been a steady influence for you guys. And RC has just been all over the place, and we were really impressed with him.
Faked another punt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you now, he's a competitor, and he holds himself to a high standard. And he gets upset with himself at sometimes, but he took a few licks too. Just like we had a big hit on Arden Lewis there. That kid's a freshman and jumped right up. And I didn't realize it was as big a lick as it was till I looked at it on film. But anyway, they come to play, and Johnson is showing toughness. That he banged up a little bit. Everybody knows that now, and he has not missed a practice. Does extra things with the guys and throwing and those kind of things, and when you got kids like that, it just makes it a joy to coach them and be around them and to see them have success. That's why we do what we do.
And RC's got great hands. Melvin Boone, you mentioned him, had 7 tackles and a sack. Asangwe had rushed for 9 times for 88 yards. So I know you never want to lose, but I know you feel good about the effort there against Oakland.
We're not all about these moral victories. That's not what we want to win. It bothers us extremely when we don't win, and that's okay. And I think if that does, if it bothers you, you're going to get those things corrected. But I am very proud of my coaches and the way these kids went about this week. It was a short week. Did not bring them in on Sunday. Didn't think that was something that we need to do. So we got ready for Oakland on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Walked through, kind of bumped everything up a day, and just like I said, there was a time there and early in the game, like, okay, here we go again. One of those kind of things, and we kept chopping, and that's what it's about. And when you get your kids to do that, I can sleep well at night, knowing that we give it all we got. That's what we got, and I'm fine with that. And just proud of them for the way they came out and fought.
Amen there. You'll take a few days for fall break. How will that work for Rockville, the Rockets?
Rockville, we're going to come in on Thursday and Friday, in the morning on Thursday and Friday. I like to give them the first part of the week. I've done it a couple different ways. I've not come in. I've come in 3 days. I've come in 4 days. I feel like where we are, the 2 days, let them have a little break, get away from us, reset, recharge batteries. We'll come in on Thursday and Friday and work on us. And then we'll get started for Tullahoma just like we always do on that next Monday. So,
and that takes care of some slight injuries or things that are just the normal aches and pains of football. And mentally, I guess it gets them away from the game a little bit to kind of refresh their head.
Yeah, just kind of get a reset. That's kind of what we get your batteries recharged and get in here and get ready for a very crucial part of the season. And everybody needs to get reset every now and then.
Well, this season
for a couple of days.
Yeah, this season seems to have gone very quickly. First year at Rockville, has it gone quickly for you, or?
It has. It has. It seemed like just yesterday I got here in January, but it's gone fast, but I'm enjoying it and love this community out here, and they've taken me in and coaching these kids.
Now you're going to be playing Tullahoma when you get back from break.
Yes, sir.
Little non-region action there, and I think that's kind of a good thing if you've got an opening in your schedule to do that. Is that a home game?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's here.
So that's another good thing coming back from fall break, to have one at home, I think. So a little more comfort level there for you. Coach, good luck against the Wildcats of Tullahoma, and keep doing what you're doing. How about that?
Yes, sir. That sounds good. We appreciate you guys.
All right. That's James Counce, the head coach of the Rockville Rockets. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, who will work with you to develop a complete tailored strategy to help you achieve your financial goals. That's Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin. Coming up next, Siegel Stars football.